Today we learned that suspensions are like ADPs, an arbitrary artificial construct. Let's draft a BBM3 team.
Bro, I'm telling you, hop in these drafts when these idiot streamers are trying to draft and talk to the chat at the same time. It's so plus EV, bro.
Oh no, I think I accidentally just took Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs. What do we call that? A no-no.
No way, you don't have to set your lineup. That's incredible. And recently eclipsed 23%, and I'd much prefer it to be in the more 21 to 22% range.
Frankie has a Monday off. Welcome, Frankie. The value hounds are in the chat. We already have a vibrant Deshaun Watson discourse percolating in the chat. GM to all of you best ball grinders looking at your watch saying, win puppy drop, win puppy. Look, they gave us here a couple hours to enjoy the calm before the storm so we could do a Best Ball Mania 3 draft. I have not had coffee yet this morning. I've been waiting so I could do a performative pour for you ASMR sickos. We have the usual ingredients, a glass with ice. We have our homemade cold brew concentrate. And of course, the finest of fresh mountain water from Poland Spring. Use promo code Pete when buying your water. Here we go. Let's do this. It's coming, Casey. We're literally doing it right now. Normally go about 1/3. That might be closer to 2 fists. Now we need the water. It's a more sensual, a more delicate pour than the coffee that really rips in there. Here we go. Look at it. I'm trying to do a coffee bit right here. And Jonathan says, Pete, how do you make money in the off season? I'll tell you what, Jonathan, I'm making money right now. I'm making money while I pour my iced coffee into my cup. There is no off season, Jonathan. No, I don't get me on this Denny living the stream gate. Guess what? Guess what, you assholes? I shotgun this BBM3 in the darkness of the pour, trying to keep the badge bros out. We kept the badge bros out. You guys were all sleeping. You had no idea. The game done changed. You guys just thought for eternity I was going to come on here and telegraph when I'm joining my Monday BBM3. Get wrecked, chat. Get wrecked, Red Badge Brigade. You guys can enjoy the overflow draft. We're drafted with some strangers today. Sneaky Pete. That's my nickname. I'm doing you all your own. Bye, sir. Bye. I know you won't actually leave, though. Hope likes everyone getting rugged. That's right. It was time for a new thing. I'm doing everyone a favor. You know what? I'm close to 100 BBM3 drafts right now, and I just don't want to spend, 10 more of my drafts battling the Reg Bad Brigade. You guys are the game is done changed. The meta's changed. ADP gets flipped on its head. Streamers find creative ways to hop in their drafts. You're going to just have to adjust. Be better. But the fantasy gods did not reward me for that move. They're punishing me with a 1-8. They said, Peter, you only get the 101 influencer if you are willing to telegraph when you are going to enter the draft. This is true. Eric says, if you don't let us in drafts, then we all can't draft teams we hate together. I'm trying to get everyone off on a good start. Trying to get everyone off to a good start. Have I ever had an espresso tonic? I don't know if I love that combination. I haven't had it. It doesn't sound appetizing to me on paper. This is why I don't draft with you guys, because people will take Eckler at 1-3. I'm on the clock. What am I doing here? What am I doing? We're going to take Stephon Diggs. We are going to take Stephon Diggs. I never get Stephon Diggs at 1-8 in a red badge room. I assume that we are all very excited for the puppy. I believe that's going to drop at noon. $1 million prize pool. Spags and I will be drafting a puppy team at 2:30 p.m. today on Splash Play. Kendall from Fantasy Life and I will be drafting a puppy team tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. on the Fantasy Life YouTube channel. Lots of puppy drafts heading down the pipeline. Do you guys think that this person in the 11 hole is Jalen Tolbert? Jay Tolbert, 0823? Nick says, are we thinking 200K to first for the puppy? That could be, I'd almost hope it was a little less. They've been pretty good at smoothing out the payout structures for these puppy ones. So maybe it's not quite that big for first place, but that could be fun. Poor AJ has a meeting at noon. How many of you guys are going to try to max puppy 3? Because I think you're going to have a little bit more time than usual. What do we think? What do we think for the duration that it's open? 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks? I can't imagine it being open for much longer than 3 weeks. I'm still not taking Mike Evans. I mean, Mike Evans at 17 is just, it's not, that's going to be a no for me, dog. Let's continue to get our Saquon stats up. Willis thinks it maxes in 3 weeks. Hope is maxing with no slow drafts. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Clear your schedule, Hope. Maxing with no slows. That's impressive. Under 2 weeks. Nick says this is kind of a high T draft to start. Do we see a 0 RB team from Pete? Yeah, sorry, I ruined that by taking Barkley there at pick 17. I do really think Barkley settles at the 1-2 turn here. His training camp hype about how much they're going to be using him in the pass game this year. I think collective enthusiasm around Dayball in this offense is going to reach a fever pitch and supplant, or not supplant, but move him up to the 1-2 turn. There's no reason Joe Mixon and Aaron Jones should be going ahead of Barkley. Lunder says, you don't like touchdowns, Pete? I hate touchdowns. I prefer getting PPR machines on a half PPR site. That's what I love. Jake has done 118 BBMs. Beast mode. I agree with KZ. These puppy drafts, it's going to rip. People cannot get enough of these $5 price point. We got people like Hope out here ripping fast drafts. Yes, Michael, the big news this morning, Deshaun Watson, only 6 game suspension, cowardly shit from the NFL per usual. But yeah, I mean, I think everyone gets a huge bump. I think the thing that's really interesting though is, I mean, you can go, like, we can look at my average draft position for Watson. I have him here. My average in blue is a 145.3 where I've taken him. ADP at 163.4. I think he moves all the way up, close to 9th, 10th round here. So then you have to ask yourself, this contest is 43% full. Even if we want to generously round up and say almost halfway filled, over half the field has Deshaun Watson in at prices similar to mine or cheaper. And so I think it does become an interesting conversation of how can you build better teams than all those teams that got him in the 17th, 18th round. Denver says, you feel better about Debo now? I feel great about Debo. He's one of my highest owned players. The contract stuff was never a worry for me, honestly. All right, this is an interesting spot here. at 3.8. We could stack up Diggs with Josh Allen. I love DJ Moore, and we could also grab Kyle Pitts. Definitely inclined to always push it at quarterback. DJ Moore versus Pitts is a tough one. You can see I have similar exposure at both. That makes it easy. Pitts goes. Let's add DJ Moore here, just to pick past ADP, and then we can maybe take Josh Allen if he comes back to us here. Yeah, I think Amari's ADP will tick back up again, but I doubt too much because before, he started the offseason going in the late fourth, and then he's kind of tumbled out of the fifth round and settled into the sixth. Is that where he's going right now? Let me see. Amari Cooper, 66.5. Yeah, I only have 2% of him because he was really pricey. I bet he settles back in the mid fifth around this Mooney Bateman stuff would be my guess. Josh says, I don't think Watson rising and missing out on the cheaper price is a big impact unless he's truly elite. Not sure Cleveland's system allows him to have those 30-point fantasy games like Kyler, Lamar, etc. I mean, the money they gave him is as much as they want to be a run-oriented team. I don't think they're going to take the ball out of Watson's hands. I do think they're going to play to his strengths. I don't know. I'm just thinking of it more in a vacuum. If Watson wasn't suspended at all, he would probably be going around Hurts in drafts. And I think he'll probably end up as 9th, 10th, 11th round pick in most drafts. I think it's fair to worry about. I don't mind drafting him at ADP with the field a little bit. I think I'm going to stay under on him there because what am I at here for my Watson? I have 4% Watson at an average of 145. I could see myself adding a few more percents there. I don't know how much more I'm going to add though. Yeah. And someone mentioned there was, what are we going to do here? So what's his face? Josh Allen doesn't make it back. I don't want Zeke or Akers at these prices. How are we looking at tight end? You know what? I think I am just going to lock up Waller here. I'm not seeing anything else in this range that I'm really excited about. I don't think either Waller or Kittle makes it back to me at pick 56 there. Poor Willis. We were drafting. We did our call over on Ship Chasing. We're co-managing FFPC main event teams. We did our call last night with Willis, Silas, and Gormanji. And Willis, we gave him the floor to make his case for Zeke Elliott. I went full screen on the StreamYard for him. He threw some Tony Pollard slander at us. It was an admirable case. Willis fighting the good fight with Zeke, but he had no prayer in that room getting any of us to agree on Zeke as a selection. Exactly. As Aaron says, can't take Zeke in this draft when we can get him in the 7th round in the next friends and family draft. AJ says, Pete, you could have had the beautiful Bills stack with Diggs, Allen, and Gabe. Do you know how many people have that stack? The way I approach that and the way I think about a lot of those popular stacks, your Cup, Mike Williams, Herbert stuff, that a lot of people are reaching ahead of ADP for those stacks, or even reaching at ADP for these stacks, right? I could have gone Diggs, Allen, and Gabe Davis here, but that's all correlated. Not only is it correlated by ADP, they're correlated on the same team, which to me signals that that's going to be a highly repeated combo in stack. So I'm not wiping that stack off my board, But when I do get it, I want to try to push it and see if I can get it at a discount. Can I get Josh Allen to come back around? Knowing that when you have the most interesting pieces of an offense, maybe people are less likely to take a naked Josh Allen, which a lot of times won't happen, but I'm willing to push it knowing that I'm running into a very chalky stack otherwise when it's correlated on both a team level and an ADP level. Kevin says, how long until you radicalize Kendall into a true zero RB thought leader? We're working on it. We did 2 hours on Sirius XM. We do that show now every Sunday night, 5 to 7 p.m. Very much enjoying getting to do those shows with Kendall. She still loves Derrick Henry though, so I have to build a strong case there. All right, what are we gonna do here? Mahomes slipping a little bit. Is it time to get a little more DK Metcalf now that DK Metcalf got the bag? That actually doesn't move the needle for me here. I do think I want a wide receiver. Let's get some more DK. 3% feels light. 3% feels a little light for DK. I can't understand this. What is we only have the Allen Diggs Gabriel stack? I don't know what you're saying. Nick says, thoughts on the week 1 Millie Maker being over 1 million people. I mean, this is the story with all those Millie Maker contests and their $5 best ball contests. They're absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. Francis says, can also get those power stacks and get the relative certainty of points and differentiate in later rounds. Fading those stacks could be no bueno. Sure, but I still think that if I'm getting those stacks, I would rather play Josh Allen through the cheaper pieces as well. I would much rather miss on Gabe Davis, try to scoop a falling Josh Allen, and then piece it together with a Knox or McKenzie. It's the same way I feel about the Chase Higgins Burrow stack. Like, that's an easy stack to get. I mean, you can get that anytime you want in round 1 and 2. So when you're running into basically a double whammy there, like I said, of team correlation and ADP correlation, it's just not something I'm going out of my way to force. All right, what do we have going here at pick 65? Should we just do a classic structural build here? We got our elite tight end. We got our anchor running back. Let's go ahead and get Jalen Hurts here right at ADP. Have no problem doing a naked Hurts so far. We have some options. Maybe Devonta falls. Maybe we do Goddard and be done at tight end. Quez lingering around late. Gainwell around late. Miles Sanders. So let's max optionality here with this build. Kevin says Hurts plus Taysom will be the guys you need in week 17. You've been looking at too many Davis Maddock BBM3 screenshots. This guy can't post a roster without Taysom Hill on it. Dustin, you missed it all. You missed the coffee pour. You missed me sneakily entering this BBM3 draft. And do you know how nice, what a lovely morning I'm having without the Red Badge Brigade? I got Jalen Hurts, Darren Waller, Saquon Barkley, Stephon Diggs, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf. This is a lovely morning. An absolutely lovely morning. Nick says, I'm curious where McKenzie and Crowder are right now on underdog on DK. They've converged, and now I'm seeing McKenzie going ahead. Yeah. I mean, we said this, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that their ADP is going to get close, if not the full flip. I think it'd be weird if it didn't happen. Ricky Beers logging in to type Knox. I like Knox. Wow. Mark says Watson just went 59 in my draft. Yeah, that's going to be too pricey. And for that reason, I'm out. Let's see here. What other builds do we have going today? We have, oh, it's Gary Hartman. I didn't even recognize Gary. Gary, very sharp dude, had him on one of my DFS strategy shows this past fall. Does good work over at ETR here with a very classic modified anchor build here with Willis's guy Zeke. Jamar Chase, Deebo Samuel, Keenan Allen, Zeke in the fourth as the anchor, Judy Amari. Not too bad. Same build here for J-Lap as well. Cooper Kupp at 5 is pretty nice. I like this build here. Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, A.J. Brown, Cam Akers anchor, Deontay, DeAndre, and then Joe Burrow. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Devontae Smith would be very fun here. Very fun. 9 picks after ADP with my Jalen Hurts pick. Game God, will you allow it? Game God. One time, Game God. One time. Thank you, Game God. Thank you. God bless the people taking Russell Gage over Devonta Smith. We used up our one time. I probably should have saved it for a better moment than that. I wasted my one time on Devonta Smith, 9 picks after ADP. What is the one time thing? Do you get one time? Do you get it once a day, once a week, once a year, once a lifetime? When does my one time reset? Correct, Aaron. Correct. Gage over Devonta Smith is why Pete started this draft in secret. That was the thesis of the play. You're welcome. Jake says, I hate not getting to this draft, but love seeing Pete so happy with his draft. Thank you. You guys should prioritize a streamer's happiness over your own happiness more often. Thoughts on Lance creeping into the 70s? I think it's well-deserved. I mean, he goes pick 85 here. I mean, we've been kind of saying it all offseason. I don't really see any reason why Hurts or Lance shouldn't be going right after Hurts. So yeah, I think he's just going to continue to inch up. I am on the clock here. What do we want to do, folks? What do we want to do? Should we grab Asthma Boy? I think we grab Asthma Boy here. I'm not seeing anything else that I have to do. Let's grab Burks. Wide receiver starting to fly off a little bit. Willis giving the stamp of approval on Burks. Yeah, Nick mentioning the Olave snipe. That would have been a nice bring back with my Philadelphia. Tony says, in the next puppy, where are you drafting Julio and MT? I mean, MT's been kind of settled here, you know, in the 6th round. I'm still taking stabs on him there, but it's still just so hard for me to take Thomas, even over guys like Drake London, Devonta Smith, Ayuk, Elijah Moore, Kadarius Toney. It's just, it's a tough sell for me there. Julio, I mean, his ADP is up to what, like the 140s, and he probably still has some room to run on that. I mean, let's see what my Julio exposure in BBM, I was even with the field with an average ADP of 193.4. He's now up to 139.2. I don't mind grabbing a few more shares of him around that price, but he's another one where I might just be content with my 10%. I think if I have Tom Brady teams, I'll definitely give him a look. Hamler off pup list. Woo! That's the kind of news I want to see here. Hamler, 19%. Look at this is where I got it in bad on Hamler, right? 195.5. His ADP was moving the other direction on me there. My average ADP 175.3. That's what happens when you take him in 1 out of every 5 drafts. Chris sitting around waiting for the Kamara news. Yep. Win NBA best ball stream. I don't know if I'm going to be in the NBA best ball streets. I was talking to my buddy Mike Zakarian over at Team Hold. I know he's going to be doing a bunch of NBA best ball drafts. I do want to do an NBA best ball randomizer draft. I think that would be fun. Look at that. The chat is electric right now with this Hamler activated off of Pup News. Are they just going to let me get the cleanest Eagles double stack of all time here, Game God? Are you going to let me do it? I'm not even going to ask for my one time. I already used my one time, but I will take it. You're going to give me this stack after ADP at both wide receiver and tight end, Game God? Don't time out, Game God. Don't time out. Have a Q set. Thank you, Game God. Thank you, Game God. Mark Merchant, what is that percentage add-on that you have next to the players' names? Can you explain what they mean and how to access it? Yes. If you guys watch Lulz, this is the Brick Draft Caddy. The link is in the show notes down below. You can do it with a free 2-day trial. It is a CSV upload. There are all kinds of options that you can customize with this. So I messed around. I used to have week 17 and week 16 on here. Now that I have week 17 memorized, I got rid of that. So this red here is just the week 16 matchup. The blue is my averaged ADP where I've selected them in Best Ball Mania. So I can see here, you know, Chase Claypool, average ADP. I've taken him at 102.4. His actual ADP 106.2. And then the green is just my current exposure level in Best Ball Mania 3. So also in the show notes, I have a link to a show with Brick where we walked through how to get this installed. It's a Chrome extension, overlays on your drafts, and then it also highlights your stacks as well. Like if I scroll down here to Gainwell, we're going to see him highlighted because I've already taken Jalen Hurts. So it is Brick's Sportsbook HUD. Also great for best ball and with pick'ems and stuff coming up, all kinds of new features. But yeah, feel free to tag me in the Discord if you have questions about it. What are we going to do here at pick 113? Hang on, I'm catching up on the chat. Eric, I am putting Eric in a timeout for this. Hamler stinks. I'm legit putting you in a 5-minute timeout. I am back on the clock here. Let's see. Should I just play the hits? Should I just play the hits and grab Rondell Moore? I think so. We'll wait one more round to do running backs. Yeah, the chat saying the auto snipes are the worst. I agree. Ben Russell, I also agree with this. Best ball is just too fucking fun. I did see this report, Van Jefferson opting for knee surgery. Is it 2-2 season? I think they were saying that, who is it? Skowronek has actually been running ahead of Tutu as the wide receiver 3 there. So it's probably not 2-2 season. Look at you guys just feeding me news this morning. I love this. I don't even have to go to Twitter. I just get the fire hose of news from the chat. CPAT just tweeted a pic of him with Ridley saying, "Free my dog." Love it. That's hilarious. Free my dog. Yeah, FF Doom saying Gainwell been flying up boards lately. It feels like, yeah, there was, I mean, once you get that report, which the Eagles already came out, Sirianni was like this whole stuff about Miles Sanders running with the 2s. He was making jokes about it. But they have been saying Gainwell's been looking really good. It's just such a bummer with all these things. I wrote about it in the newsletter the other day where if these are 2-man backfields, right? When it's just Kenneth Walker and Rashad Penny, we can live with that. But if Travis Homer is working in on third downs, it's a disaster. And kind of same with the Eagles, right? If it's just Miles Sanders and Gainwell, like giddy up, sign me up for that. But, you know, then you toss in Boston Scott in the mix and then it starts to get really messy. So that's the kind of thing I'm paying attention to with these backfields is where is the third running back getting introduced? Just like there's been camp reports that Zach Moss, that the rumors of his demise have been largely overstated and he's been running with the ones a lot. I mean, if Zach Moss is getting goal line carries, the whole thing becomes an absolute mess with Singletary and James Cook. Aaron saying, anyone else seeing Eckler flip Chase at 105, 106? I mean, his ADP on other sites, FFPC, I know he's been ahead of Chase a decent bit. It really is that kind of philosophical point, you know, the Eckler or Chase. It really is the millennials versus the boomers there deciding how they play that 105, 106. How many BBMs do you have left? I think, I believe this is like my 96th or 97th, so a little over 50. I'm probably going to take the feet off the gas of BBM3 for, I'll blast off at the puppies. I'm not going to be able to do the Hope 150 fast, but I'll do maybe a little mini barbell here over the next couple weeks outside of Best Ball Mania, Best Ball Breakfast. We'll probably do mainly puppies and take a break from BBM3s for a little bit. All right, I'll draft Isaiah Spiller here. This is another guy. My average ADP on him, 144, definitely has been creeping up. But it's about time we start grabbing some other running backs in this build. I guess I should probably think through some of my other quarterback options. I guess I have plenty of options here. Baker Mayfield, Tannehill. Carr's already off the board. Maxos just hit 70. Congratulations. Levitan and Silva both said Eckler at 5. Are you? I gotta go talk to Leone about this. Leone, I gotta talk to Herzig and Leone about this. You can't let these guys push an Eckler over Chase. Come on. Nick Bird is my Panthers insider. He says Matt Corral has looked best so far. Coaches said he is said it is a true 3 QB competition. Baker looked great early last week, but then went 3 for 9 in a pick with the first team Friday. Noted. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the clock here. Let's see. I believe we will grab Alexander Madison, or should we get our New Orleans bring back? What do we think? New Orleans bring back? This is structural, bro. Correlation, bro. Structural, bro. Correlation, bro. ADP value hound, bro, or correlation, bro? Let's go correlation, bro, today. Correlation, bro, today. Sorry, I didn't do it. I betrayed my structural brethren. Dusty Landry not making it to week 17. Landry is a gamer. He's a warrior. Look, the chat divided. Every year we seem to have these divides. We had last year was a big fast draft versus slow draft divide. And I'll be completely honest. I'm a flip-flopper. I was a big slow draft bro last year. This year, though, I'm telling you, I do my one BBM3 draft a night. I won't tell you the exact time I usually hop in. And baby, I love those late night BBM3 drafts. I don't think I can go back. I think I'll do a bunch of slows for the puppy. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Tribalism. Slow draft versus fast drafters. Now we have value hounds versus correlation bros. What are our other big divides? Structure bros versus player take bros. Best ball, such a polarizing, divisive topic. Exactly. Yeah, value hound versus live a little. That's the divide. That's the divide. And you can see myself try to reach across the aisle every Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern with David Kitchen on the Swolecast. Paul says, with the HUD, I find myself picking lower owned percentage players and end up not really liking any of my teams. Not sure what this means. That's the other divide, right? Exploitative versus balanced strategy. Diversify versus going overweight on players. Bullock, I almost put you in timeout for your comment earlier, but now because you're complimenting my hair, I'll put you back on. I have zero product in my hair right now. This is bedhead. This is bedhead. Max Sauce knows about these late night drafts. I feel pretty good about waiting on the running back here. Here we go again. Do I take Algier 10 picks past ADP, or do I get my guy Gainwell with this Hurts? Do we mega stack this Hurts team? I think we mega stack this. Do we mega stack Hurts? Sure. Let's do it. Davis says, am I getting ready for preseason? Yes, I'm getting my house in order. I'm honestly, I'm not going to be able to play much preseason DFS, I don't think. I'm going to be moving out of my condo, moving into a new place in August. It's going to be a busy month for me. But I would love to join you all in the preseason DFS streets. All right. The chat approves of the super stack. Stack that bitch up. One of Gretch's iconic quotes from a ship chasing stream the other week. I hope Algier is a league winner too. I do too. Let's go reevaluate our team here. I could take Winston. We could take Winston if he falls here. I have been doing a lot more. I've been in a lot of these drafts. I have been getting shut out at elite QB. So I've been doing more 3 QB drafts. Winston does go off the board there. So I might be looking. We could do something with Daniel Jones and Barkley and then try to grab Wandale. That could be fun. I'm not going to be able to pass on Michael Carter, though. The value hound in me will not be able to pass on Michael Carter if he's here. We are going to woo the shit out of this. We gave an olive branch to the correlation bros, but if you allow me to get Michael Carter 15 picks past ADP, we will howl. We will howl at the moon. Michael Carter 15 picks past ADP. Look at the value hound emotes going wild in the chat. I think I actually have more than 0% Robbie Anderson. I think it's a spelling issue with the CSV now that he changed his name. Robbie really messing with Excel bros across the fantasy space with this name change. Or I might just have 0. I can go check. I already drafted one dusty veteran wide receiver in Landry. Do I really need to draft another on this team? Yeah, Pius says Carter has been dropping for some reason. I think it's probably slightly correlated with enthusiasm for Breece Hall. I guess the question is, how much more will he fall? Because I do think it's just inevitable. We're going to get glowing Breece Hall training camp and preseason reports. People will fall in love with Breece, and then the question is, how much do people overreact? I like both. You saw before, Breece Hall, one of my highest owned running backs. Nick Bird summarizing the cultural divide in the best ball community. Take a stand, bros, hoping certain guys are league winners. Diversification bros, diversifying their way to a millie. David Kitchen living a little. Value hounds counting their Skolansky bucks in August. It me. Do you know what this reminds me I need to do? And I started working on it. I need to get an updated Best Ball Bros video out. Last year we had the Best Ball Bros video. I've been slacking. This quote here, Nick, reminds me that I need to make a new Best Ball Bros video. Mad Sox says ETN getting crazy reports. Yes. I believe Shipley, the beat reporter, has called him the star of Jags camp. What's the biggest value you've scooped? I got Melvin Gordon in the 160s. I did legit get Devonta Smith, like 26 picks after ADP the other night in a draft. That's one of the bigger ones of recent memory. What are we going to do here, folks? What are we going to do here? Daniel Jones goes. Wandale goes. I don't need tight ends. I don't love this spot. Maybe we get a little correlation here. A little Saquon Alec Pierce correlation. Sure. So we have 3 more picks left. I might be looking at a 3 quarterback build. I'm going to get 1 more running back. I'm probably good. I could go a 3-5-8-2 here, or I could do a 2-5-9-2. Probably locked into 5 running backs. I think because I got the value on Carter here, I don't think I need to go a 6 running back with the anchor build. Line up a couple of stacks here, I think will be what I'm looking to do. What other quarterback stack options do I have? I got Tanny, who I think I'm going to take here. Only 1% Tanny. I drafted Burks. Need a QB2. We can do Baker as well, although Nick worrying me with this Matt Corral report. I guess those are my only other real strong options here. I do know this feeling here. I'm going to draft Tannehill. Randy says, you ever have a player fall so far in the draft, you search his news to make sure he's not hurt? Yeah, it always makes you worried that you missed something. I think I have enough notifications on my phone where something truly breaking I'm not going to miss. But I appreciate that. Oh, man, this yeah, he wants me to do Geno. Stack up DK with Geno. Already have the Carter correlation. You're right. I do get bid equity when I take Geno despite Spags. We have more Panthers alpha from Nick. Tremble over Ian Thomas. Beats all over the Panthers wanting to use tight end more, and Tremble is the guy standing out. That's music to my ears, Nick. I did my FFPC Pros vs. Joe's draft last week. I took Tommy Tremble with my last pick. I believe David Kitchen gets all royalties on Tommy Tremble picks. Not only do I owe my entire career to David Kitchen, even the selections I make at the end of my best ball drafts are part of the David Kitchen tree. I should also mention, I believe Herzig pinged me. He's going to be doing a best ball spaces today around 1 p.m. Eastern on Twitter. I might hop on and chat it up with him a little bit there. If you felt rugged by this Best Ball Mania 3 draft where I blocked you out of drafting with me and you want to come air your grievances to my face, you could do that on a Best Ball Spaces later this afternoon. And then Spags and I will be drafting a Puppy 3 team at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. The conventional wisdom is at noon, 10-minute asks. Puppy win, I believe, at noon. There you go, Jake. You could have gotten the 111 in a Red Badge Brigade miserable draft, or you could have been patient and gotten the 101 in your draft. I'm doing everyone favors today. Michael says, maybe you can have another year of pumping Terrace Marshall bags. This is what happened. Last year, I wrote one intro in the newsletter about Terrace Marshall. And Kitchen accused me of pumping my bags. Man, what's going on with Zach Wilson? Why is no one taking Zach Wilson? I can't take Geno Smith over Zach Wilson. Someone take Zach Wilson. Look at all these quarterbacks still kicking around here. Ugh. I think do I take Zach Wilson? I think I prefer Zach Wilson here. We got Carter. We have Metcalf as the bring back. What other Jets guys is there any other fun Jets guys to take? Ugh. Yuck. Hang on. How many picks after ADP did I just get Zach Wilson? 18 picks after ADP. Dare I say? Oh, I've seen trust me, I've seen the Denzel Mims hype. You know how they have ad blockers? I need a Chrome extension Denzel Mims hype blocker installed. Maybe they could add LaVisca Chenault while they're at it. Just so I don't get tempted again. Got that Hound in me. Value Hound and the MILF Hound. So how should we wrap this up? We're done at quarterback. We're done at tight end. I believe we're going to go one more running back here. Maybe boost my Hassan Haskins. That could be good. Any other suggestions from the chat? After I alienated my audience earlier this morning, I boxed you guys out of a draft. Many people felt hurt, deceived, broken, like this unwritten bond that we collectively have as streamers and drafters was ruined by my own selfishness and desire to milk out just slightly more EV than usual. Consider this an olive branch to the chat. Which running back should I select with my final pick? Seeing some Hilliards over Haskins, that could be fun. I have been trying to boost my Dearness Johnson stuff here before we get some shakeout there. I'm not taking Mark Ingram, guys. The olive branch doesn't extend that far. You guys want to talk me into Hilliard? We're not taking Boston Scott, Bruce. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. This is kind of where I'm leaning. Let me put some guys in the queue. Dearness, Haskins, and where's Hilliard? Vote on these three, chat. 20 seconds, go. D's in the chat for Dearness. H is in the chat for Haskins. DH is in the chat for Hilliard. I think I need to take Dearness. This window on Dearness is going to close. I think we're going to take Dearness. We got to. The Dearness window, Dearness goes to the moon. The next Ernest movie. Thank you. We did Johnson. We did it. Zeros in the chat for Mark Ingram. Where did Watson go in this draft? Good question. I missed when he went off the board. He went off the board to Game God in the 11th round. The 11th round. Sounds about right to me. Sounds about right. What did he do? Ooh, weird build. Tom Brady, Derek Carr, Deshaun Watson did backdoor him with David Njoku and Donovan Peoples-Jones. Kind of surprised DPJ didn't move up a little bit more on this news because he was already getting buzz about having an awesome training camp. Then you get remove some of the uncertainty with Watson. I'm surprised DPJ hasn't moved up. Connor, I'm with you. I don't know if ungodly is the adjective I would use as a diversification, bro. But yes, I'm over the field on both of those guys. I'm getting a little spooked on Foreman, getting some positive training camp buzz about Chuba. Nick, Nick, as my resident Panthers guy, what's the deal on the Chuba versus Deontay Foreman backup running back battle? Share the alpha. Share the alpha. So yeah, 97 entries deep now on Best Ball Mania 3. I like this roster here. You know, to recap, at quarterback, Jalen Hurts, Ryan Tannehill, Zach Wilson. Anchor build here at running back, Saquon Barkley, Isaiah Spiller, Kenneth Gainwell, Michael Carter, Dearness Johnson. Wide receivers, hit 8 of them. Diggs, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Devonta Smith, Traylon Burks, Rondell Moore, Jarvis Landry, Alec Pierce. And then tight end, Darren Waller, Dallas Goedert. Really like this team. You know, Hurts, a couple picks after ADP, and then the room gave me Devonta Smith, 9 picks after ADP, Dallas Goedert, 6 picks ADP. Anytime you can value Hound and correlate at the same time, it feels oh so good. We got our Tennessee single stack with Tannehill and Burks, and then a funky little Zach Wilson, Michael Carter, DK Metcalf stack there. I like this team. It accomplished a lot of things I like to do in these drafts. Elite quarterback, elite tight end. We're pretty good on correlation. As far as an anchor running back room, you know, getting a rookie, couple pass catching backs in Gainwell and Carter, and then a guy we think could be a big ADP riser in Dearness Johnson. Feel very good about this room. I don't know what to say, guys. I mean, I hate to pat myself on the back too much. I felt like we had a good draft out there today. Felt like we had a good draft. Don't worry. I'm not so rich that I did the Bulldog by myself. This is a team that we did with the ship chasing VIPs in the Discord. A bunch of us did this. We were voting on it. You can see this team here, another Hurts team. This was our Bulldog team that we drafted with the ship chasers. Jalen Hurts and Derek Carr at quarterback. J.K. Dobbins, Sanders, Darrell Henderson, Tyrion Davis-Price, Jerick McKinnon, and another Dearness showing here with a 0 RB build. Wide receivers, Adam, Samuel, DJ Moore, Traylon Burks, Chase Claypool, Jarvis Landry, Pickens, Quez Watkins at wide receiver, and then tight end Waller and Higbee. Actually, a lot of overlap with this draft and my draft this morning as far as Hurts, Dearness, DJ Moore, Burks, Landry, and Waller. We do have our breaking news alpha from Nick Bird on the situation with the Carolina backfield. Foreman is actually going to work in with CMC, but they don't view him as a true contingent replacement. Chuba's been getting run, especially on third down. Foreman almost slowly a two-down grinder, solely a two-down grinder goal line. That actually makes sense to me. I don't think we were counting on a full 3-down roll for Foreman. I mean, that's not how the Titans used him either. But I do think he would still be on the better side of the touches if CMC went down. But that's good to know. Pius says, I have over 95% of one player. Do share. Or are you like David Kitchen and you have 95% of one player, but you've only done 6 drafts? You're right. I was actually, before my draft this morning, I was like 9 days behind on updating my names here. So I'm going to try to get back on the name grind here, as Top Stat reminds me. Of 8-1. This is almost as good as the coffee ASMR. Peter naming his teams. 8-1. I can't believe it's fucking August. 3-5. 8-2, Philly, and sometimes you run out of space here, so we got to go PHTENYJ. Oh no, we got room for one more character. There she is. Exactly. GA says I need a Nick Bird for every team. Levitan's talked about that on podcasts before, how like in his ideal world, we can hire, a fantasy specific beat reporter for every single team. That would truly be awesome. You can see there are some of the beat reporters who are embracing it way more. And understanding that the people who care about this information are fantasy players and they're catering their content in that regard. The problem with this is then you have now these same beat reporters who just kind of fire from the hip. They're trying to do projections And it's like, no, we just want the information. Just tell us who's on the field. I do like those guys who chat or who chart the catches and the snaps from practices. That's fairly actionable, I think. Nick's on board for this. We can all agree to take on one team and then just grind the hell out of them. Did we just form a fantasy beat reporter syndicate here on Best Ball Breakfast? Alex says, how are you feeling about Juju this year, Pete? I feel good about him. I definitely have a tendency to gravitate toward the, rookies and second year breakouts more so. When I look at, say, Drake London, Elijah Moore, or more specifically in that range, I guess Rashad Bateman would be the one you're often deciding on between him. It's sometimes a hard click, but man, if someone has the look and feel of like this year's Cooper Kupp, it does feel like it would be a Juju type player, just getting a massive situation and quarterback upgrade. Lots of vacated targets without Tyreek. I like him. We took him in one of our main event drafts, the one we did with Frankie. We took Juju. So yeah, I like Juju. How long until we see the new office? Yeah, I've been trying to I have to really think through when I'm moving my desk setup, make sure I get the Ethernet, get my cable situated. I believe it'll probably be in about 3 weeks. You want an actual date? Let's see. When new Peter office setup. I actually haven't decided which room I'm going to use for my office yet either. I believe the switch that I'll be trying to make will be probably third week of August, I think is probably what I'm aiming for. What's up, Casey? I'll take the Ravens, take Prosh. There you go. Casey's taking the Baltimore Ravens beat. I will say the Settlement Bros were out ahead of this Prosh stuff. Prosh does seem to be getting a lot of love these days. Yes, Frankie, I'm trying to pump your FFPC bags. Frankie tilted his face off during our entire main event draft. And now an olive branch to him is pumping our Juju Smith bags. I need to do the Underdog Cardio Club wheel spin. Brandon, do we get a new man's crib tour? Maybe. I am very excited about my new house. Let's see here. Let's do the Underdog spin as we do here every Monday morning, or sometimes I forget, and we do it on Splash Play, but I did not forget this morning. I did not forget because I'm in a great mental health space. I avoided the Red Badge Brigade, drafted a nice team. Let's do 3 winners again. 3 $33 gift cards. Don't worry, $33.33. You can get any gear from the Overzet Shopify store. I'll send these gift cards over. I'll shuffle it a few times. Everyone who's part of the Underdog Cardio Club is on this wheel. Lundar says, Pete trying to decide on which wing to put the office in. Oh, Ron Stewart. Congratulations to Ron Stewart. Ron has a great YouTube channel as well. No, Lundar, the thing is there's this small room in our new basement, and I can't decide if it is either perfect or too small. Like right now, I kind of have it middled where it feels like I like coming into my office. It feels like an office, but it can also double as a studio space. And I'm worried that it'll feel like too much of a jail cell. In the basement, there's no windows either. And it's probably good for a studio, but if it's where I'm hanging out all day, I'm hesitant. So I have to figure it out. Let's spin again. Ron Stewart, need to write your name down. Jake says he's getting a tank and a bucket hat for our Vegas trip with Ship Chasers. Yep, I did for Frankie. Frankie requested a bucket hat. Our guy Phil B requested a dad hat. And I got those up in the store. Honestly, if you guys ever have requests for specific merch things, I can generally make it happen. If you say, hey, Pete, I'd really like a Value Hound bucket hat, just let me know. It's not too much effort, and I'd love to get you the merch you want. Skilbert, congratulations here. Gift card coming your way. Final spin here, and then we will continue on with our day and get you all into full-on puppy mode. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Underdog. Thanks, Obama, for the gift cards. But yeah, poke around in the store. Let me know if you guys have anything else you'd want added. It is tank season, so we got our splash play, our ship chasing. These were the hats that I added for Frankie, ship chasing bucket hat, and our ship chasing dad hat here. So like I said, let me know if you have anything that you're interested in. And also be sure to check out the brick exposure tool, the draft caddy. The link's down below. You can do a 2-day free trial just via PayPal. And then if you want to keep up for it, it is $30 a month. Well worth it there. Highly customizable as far as adding in basically whatever data you want. And he now has some a la carte CSV templates as well. So if you want your average ADP, like Spags and I have on our overlays, you can download that from the template on the site, and feel free to ask us if you ever have any questions. So I think that's about it. I will post this up on the podcast feed shortly. Appreciate you guys as always. Apologies to the Red Badge Brigade for rugging you today, but I just got to keep you on your toes. Good luck in the puppy. We'll see you guys at 2:30.